channel. It is kellyneshell. Today, guess who I have joining me? Today I have Sharika. And I just want to say a big thank you to Sharika because she has been joining me on all my videos that I've been putting out lately, and she's a recurring guest, but it's just nice to have her back in person. And I just want to say a big thank you for always coming through, always, you know, being there for the late night calls when I want to run an idea by you. You know, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. So today we'll be talking about unrealistic expectations of society. And as we live in a society, there are certain expectations that is expected of us, whether it's as females, whether it's as a partner, whether it's as just overall expectations. Now, what are your take on this? What is your take on this actually?
I think because I guess through generations from, I would say, previous generations, because of how, I guess, the structure of society was then, as far as male and female, women were married at a certain age, or a very young age to be exact, and you know, stay home moms while the men go out to work.
So there are certain expectations that's expected of females,
yeah,
dating back to our foreparents.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has changed because, you know, women were out in the workforce. We're not having children at a very young age anymore. We're actually more career driven.
Okay.
Right, actually more career driven, but it's also the pressure of, you know, well, how come you didn't have a child yet, or
yeah,
you
so
know, why you're not married yet.
Okay, so so what you're basically saying to me is that even though it's something that's okay, how do I structure this? As you said, we're tracing back to history. Women were expected to stay home and be homemakers and be wives. But even now, although we have moved forward to be more driven, career-wise driven, we're still expected to still fulfill these roles.
Yes. Because,
you know, oftentimes we're asked as young professionals, like, once you're in a certain age bracket, why are you not a parent yet, right?
Yes.
So even though we've moved forward as a society, as females, there's still that question as why
you don't have a family yet, why you
not married yet,
why you're not married yet, why you don't have kids yet, or if you even have one kid, oh, it's time to have another one.
Yeah.
So it's not normalized. It's not being normalized for women to have a child at 40, for example, say 40. It's more kind of like frowned upon, like, you know, oh, well, you know, you're an independent woman, so it's kind of like
there's still some stigma associated with being an independent woman. So yes, society on one hand is saying, you know what, I want her to go out there, get it done, be a boss, but in the same breath, I still need you to be home, being a homemaker. Now, what we're trying to say is there's nothing wrong with being a homemaker, being a wife, being a mom, but there's also nothing wrong with being career driven. And I want us to understand that a lot of us who, let me say us, because if you know, I don't have any children yet presently, but that does not mean I don't want kids, but that doesn't mean I should be chastised for focusing more so on my career or what I want to accomplish, opposed to having a child at this stage in my life. And being 30, because I could put it out there, being in my 30s, sometimes we do feel pressure when our families or friends ask, you know, why are you not
when are you gonna have a baby, or
right, And like we were having a conversation the other day, you know, I'm not gonna put your business out there, but you have such a great accomplishment that came up. I'm not gonna say what it is, and I feel like that should be celebrated. You know, it needs to be celebrated, but the question is still asked, why are you not having kids yet? Why are you not married yet? Instead of looking at you've accomplished something that a lot of people have not. You know what I mean? So the pressure, I understand the pressure of families just need to fall back a little.
Yeah, the pressure of family, even friends as well.
Yeah.
Pressure of family, friends, associates.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just it's coming from all direction. Even I'm gonna say the males too, the men too.
Yeah.
They were like, well, oh, you're this age, how old are you? Well, how come you don't have, oh, you know, they have this, oh, you gotta hurry up and have a kid before 35, because after 35,
yeah, it's like your life's done.
It's clipped for you. It's done.
It's done. And you know, it's funny. It goes back to, you know, when you were in your 20s. You know, it's like everything. Society expected us to have certain things in place. You know, have certain things in place and be doing certain things. You know, and if you're not at a certain stage as your counterparts or your friends, you're frowned upon. So it's like society seems to never be pleased. You know, it always seems to be at your detriment. So if you're in your 20s and you're not doing Forex, you're not buying stocks, you're not doing certain things,
or you're not in school, or it's like you have to, in their minds, you have to have it all figured out. Oh, you're 20, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that.
Yeah.
But who says that?
Right.
Who says that that's how it's supposed to be, or that's how it has to be? You know?
Yeah.
So
I definitely feel you on that one, because society has this unrealistic expectation of people, and it puts so much pressure on an individual. You start to see yourself as lacking. Yes. And that plays a
and you pressure the people around you as well, because once pressure is on you to do certain things, you pressure your significant other to be like, well, how come this, and you know, why are we not doing this yet, and you know, and forget about social media.
Wow. Forget about that. Social media. So another unrealistic expectations of society is how your physical features.
Yes.
I feel like society has us, you know, craving to look a certain way and start feeling bad about ourselves, you know, as we look out and we look at the mass. And as you mentioned, social media, you know, society have these flawed expectation of who you're supposed to be, who you are, what you're supposed to look like. And the funny thing is, the thing that they highlight as being bad, they're natural occurring things that occur naturally in humans. For example, if you're at a certain age, you know, it's likely that you may have cellulite as a woman. You know what I mean? But it's portrayed as being something bad, like, you know, or if you have stretch marks, or if you have a regular body composition, if you don't have that small waist, big, it makes you seem as though there's something wrong.
Yeah, something is missing.
Yes. I remember I gained a few pounds, as y'all could see, over the pandemic, right? And the world was in, or is still in, such a crisis mode, but somebody was kind enough to point out the fact that, oh my God, she gained a lot of weight and all of that. Instead of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
instead of, that's not, I don't know why people think that's okay though.
I don't know.
Why do you feel like it's okay to, like, you don't think that I don't know that I gained weight?
Yeah.
Like, why do you feel like you have to tell me that I gained weight?
I gained weight. And then the other thing is, now I want to put this out there. If you are at a stage in your life where you feel like, I'm for everybody. If you feel like getting your body done, get your body done.
That's
That's up to you. However, I don't feel like you have the right to speak on me.
Someone else's.
Right? Like, you feel the need to do it because that makes you feel better about yourself. That makes you feel good about yourself, which is quite fine. If this is what you need to do, you do it. However, I don't think it's fair for you to bash me.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I don't have the smallest waist. My boobs may not be standing up here. You know what I mean? So it's all love.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you comfortable, be comfortable in that.
That's
but
true.
you being comfortable in who you are shouldn't take away from who I am. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
We should all be comfortable in our own stage, whatever makes us comfortable. But stop speaking on people. Stop making it seem as though stretch mark is a bad thing. Stretch mark is something that happens naturally. You know, there are things that you can do to maybe prevent it. There are things you can do maybe to, you know, fade them. But does that take away from somebody? No, it does not. It does not.
But that's what going back to social media, that's what's advertised. They make it seem like, well, if you don't have a small waist and a big ass, like, you know,
yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not doing anything,
right?
So I don't know. And I think a lot of it, and everybody looks the same to me these days. I mean, some are natural, which is, you know, that's definitely the way to go. I'm not knocking anybody who wants to
enhance themselves however they please.
However, but what's wrong with having a natural body?
Right. What's wrong with me having gray hairs?
Yes.
Why do I have to feel the need that I can't be comfortable because I have gray hair? Graying is natural, isn't it? The last time I checked.
Yeah.
So it's like things that are natural with you. So inadvertently what you're saying is there's something wrong with me.
But that it goes to another thing. What about self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
So what if I was a person with a low self-esteem and you come to me and you say, you gained so much weight, like you gained a whole, you know, that's like damaging. That's damaging to a person. So you got to be careful how you say stuff. And I'm not saying it's like, for me, I'm not a sensitive person. I'm not sensitive. So if you tell me I gained weight, girl, yeah, I gained weight. You see these double rolls? You see this double you know what I mean? But what? Yeah, you're right. You have thick skin, right? But you do have some people, you tell them stuff like that and they're like, what?
Yeah.
I gained weight?
Yeah.
So they're all conscious of, and never mind that that's something they're probably already conscious of. You know, if they feel like they're overweight, they're already conscious of it. They already have insecurities about it. So you telling them is just adding to
the insecurity
that they already have and makes it worse. So we have to be mindful.
I just feel like we need to be more mindful of the things we say. And you know, and I want to bring up another point, jobs. Like we did touch on it earlier, but I want us to talk about job shaming.
Yes.
I want us to talk about job shaming because I feel like job shaming is a real thing.
It's true.
It's a real thing. And a lot of people, and I've always said this, my brother, one of my brothers always, I got it from him. He's always saying, you know what, once you're making your bread honestly, then it shouldn't really matter.
It shouldn't really matter
how you make it, as long as you're making it. But job shaming is one of those things that I really feel like in the society is a real thing.
It is.
Because even myself, I have experienced job shaming. You know, there was a point in my life where I was not where I thought I should be. You have people thinking that because you're a certain age, you should not be doing
This job.
this job. You should be way past this. You know what I mean? Not knowing what my story is.
But people tend to forget that everyone starts from somewhere.
Right.
And even when you're at the very top, your ass could come falling right back down
Right.
to where you began, to where you first were before you got to the top. So I don't feel like job shaming is okay to do, because it could happen to anybody at any time. You might not be where you want to be currently at the moment, but
You're not where you don't want to be.
exactly. So go ahead.
Because the other side of this is you could be not working.
Yeah.
You could not, at least with the job that you're in. And I feel like whatever you do, you should embrace it. There was a point where I was flipping burgers and I was not 14, 13. I was in my 20s. You understand what I'm saying? So you've got to be careful. And a lot of people tend to think that people that do certain jobs is because they have no ambition.
Yeah.
And
you don't know the choices
you don't
they had.
know, right? You don't know the choices
You don't.
people have. You don't know where that person is starting from. You know that. Let me give you an example. I finished college in 2010. I went to teachers college in my country, right? Then I transitioned to living in America. And I worked in Times Square handing out coupons. You know? I handed out coupons, and a lot of people wouldn't understand it because they don't understand when you transition from another country to come here. It's a whole different thing. You have to figure out, okay, where do I do this? Where do I do that? Where do I get my foot in? So opposed to me sitting down and laying all hands up and depending on somebody, I went to get a job. Now, can you believe that somebody saw me doing that, and because they know my history, they know my family, they know that this is a girl that's represented her country, her parish. She was doing her thing. She finished college, everything, come from a good home, but she's in Times Square handing out coupons. That person went back and said I was crazy, that I lost my mind.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So job shaming for me, I feel to my core, I feel like people need to fall back.
Yeah, they do.
People need to fall back, and whatever you are doing right now in your life, whatever stage you are at in your life, do what you gotta do to build you. Do what you need to do to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And if you get to the next level and you feel like this is where I'm gonna stop, you stop there.
Yeah, so be it.
So be it. As long as I feel like, as long as you're not pressuring another person.
Yeah, as long as you're minding your business. Basically.
Right. Basically minding your own business.
Mind your business.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not taking food out of your mouth.
Mind your business.
Right.
And I think it comes down to us caring about what other people think.
Yes.
Because we all go through that stage where you care about what people think about you. You care about, So because you care about what people think, it affects you as well as a person. It affects the decisions you make.
Yeah.
Right? And how you go about things. So we have to stop caring about what people think of us, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because the same person that you're worried about, they're sleeping fine at night. Meanwhile, you're worrying about what they think of you and what. Stop thinking about what people think, because once you stop doing that,
right,
everything will be so much better.
And to piggyback off of what you're saying about caring of what other people think about us, and I feel like because we care so much about what other people think about us, we get ourselves in so much debt.
Yes.
So it's like it's a cycle of viciousness.
Yeah.
Because now I care what you think, so I'm not saying you don't get nice things.
Yeah.
But because I know that
you go above it, you go beyond.
Right.
Beyond what you can afford or beyond your needs, as they would say.
Yeah.
To impress people, to make them not have anything bad to say about you. And either way, they still gonna talk about you.
Right.
But they still gonna talk. What are you doing, good or bad? People still are gonna talk about you. So just be you and do what you gotta do.
Because once people see that, you know what? Okay, where she wearing a nice scarf? How she get money to buy that scarf? Where you get money from?
Yeah,
I know she only making $725.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So it does not matter what you do. People still gonna talk. So the best thing to do is just to live your life.
Yeah, do what pleases you.
Right. You have to do what pleases you and what fits you as an individual.
Yeah.
As a person. And society just needs to chill.
They do.
I'm
tired of them. I'm tired of them.
I feel like society needs to just chill and relax and, you know, just love each other. I feel like we don't have common love for everybody.
Because it's, we think it's a competition, and it's not.
But why it has to be a competition?
Because I guess that's just how it is. It's a competition. It's a competition at work. It's a competition in real life. It's a competition with family. It's a competition everywhere. So, you know, somebody always want to be ahead.
Yeah.
Or doing better than the other person. Or even if you're doing better than them, they won't come and say, oh, I'm proud of you, for everything that you accomplish or what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're not going to come out and say that because they feel like, well, I should be the one doing better.
And the competition with family, I've seen it tear family apart. It's so sad. Like, families compete against each other. And I feel like it works best. You have certain communities that build each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everybody does that, but then you have, when there's competition within a family,
forget about it.
Yeah, that messes up the whole.
Because it's constant bickering. There's always arguments. There's always back and forth. Mm-hmm. Malice, all kind of something.
And you have that one person, as you say, wants everybody call him boss, big man and boss.
Yep.
And they love that.
Exactly.
I don't get it. Like, they thrive, after people saying, oh, at the boss, that's enough. The big man, the big man come. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we all build each other? So everybody wants somebody to call them big man, boss, and all of that. So I feel like with family, and it starts at home. Mm-hmm. You have to learn to build each other. Not because I may be on top. That doesn't mean you can't be there too.
You're right, because I think we all lack it somewhere.
Yeah.
In family relationship, like the other person, you have to be able to even it out. Like what you lack in, I could make up for. And what I lack in, you make up for. Mm-hmm. So like you said, a balance. But we don't do that. We rather fight against each other. Because everybody one person always want to be ahead.
Right.
So
when and this is so much deeper than just, you remember we did an African American studies class. Is it African American?
Yeah.
So it's called, right. And it all ties back to, and maybe this is a little deep for the discussion, where why we fight against each other is because of how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
You understand? So you always had that one person who wanted the favor of.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to get too much into it, but it all ties back to history, and this is why we have to recondition our minds. We have to, it is so deep. It's crazy how deep it goes. Like, that's another conversation for another time that we could definitely have. But for now, all I'm gonna say is this infighting in families especially, we gotta cut it out. We need to cut it out.
Yeah, we gotta do better.
We gotta do better.
We gotta do better.
And as a society, we need to do better, because we've lost something, and I don't know what exactly it is. I don't know what it is, but we've lost something. Because once, I don't know, is it the realness? What is it? But we've lost something, and I don't know what to call it. And maybe it's been around forever, because as we just mentioned that, you know, we could...
it's coming
from
history. If you look at other ethnic groups or races, I should say, you'll see that they stick together. They stick together. They own businesses together. Mm-hmm. You know, and that is why they're so much stronger. Mm-hmm. I guess as a whole, because everyone is
trying to build
something together. But for us, I feel like instead of working together to build something, and we rather fight because somebody one person wants to have it all. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't want to share.
Right.
So I feel like I don't know what got lost in translation. And like, I don't get it.
I get it. Now that we're talking about it, that class that we took, it's all coming back to me where, you know, it's all for favor. There's always that one that wants to seem over the rest. But yet we're all the same. Yeah. We're all in the same.
We're all in the same boat. Yep.
We are basically at the end of today's video. It's a short video today, but I want to shout out Twi Fwi TV here on YouTube. You know, they're always coming through with the comments, and I just want to say thank you, and go listen to their content. You may not agree with everything, but there's something there for everybody. And guess what? It's always good to have a good conversation. And the individuals over there and the people over at Twi Fwi Network, I should say. I said TV. You know, they're always having good stuff on their YouTube channel. You should definitely check them out. Tell them I sent you over there. And also on Anchor, wherever you listen to your podcasts, you should check out their podcasts. Their podcasts are really informative, and as I said, like with my content, you may not agree with everything, but there's something there for everybody, and it's always healthy to have good discussions. And I feel like this is something that we don't have. We're not conditioned to
right. to have healthy
conversations, even though we may not agree on everything.
Yeah.
But I really do enjoy listening to their podcast. Will I always agree with everything? Maybe not, but I do, and I love the fact that the information is being put out there. So you do whatever you want to do with it, but I just want to say a big shout out to Anchor on whatever you listen to your podcast, as I said before, and Twi Fwi TV Network. Twi Fwi Network. Yes. And I'm gonna link their channel in the description box. So enjoy your day. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope your day is as wonderful as you are.